Hey, welcome. Think about all the numbers in your life for a second. Credit card numbers, IP addresses, serial numbers, they are literally everywhere. But have you ever stopped and wondered, who were these things actually designed for? Well, today we're going to dive into a really fascinating idea for making these machine-first codes a whole lot more human.
Have you ever had to read something like this out loud over the phone? Maybe you're on a support call, and the person on the other end says, "Can you read me the IP address?" And you're just sitting there like, okay, 63.84.220. No, wait, was that 220.193? Ah, it's just clumsy, you make mistakes, it's awkward. We have all been there with some kind of long, ridiculous string of numbers. Right? And this quote from Daniel Shawcross Wilkerson, who came up with this idea, just hits the nail on the head. He says, a credit card number is not a number exactly. Its only function is to be unique. And it's so true. We call them numbers, but we're not doing math with them, are we? You're not adding your social security number to your phone number. Their one and only job is to be a unique tag. The whole problem is they were designed for computers to process, not for us humans to actually say.
So let's just lay out the problem with these numbers a bit more clearly, because it's not just that they're a little awkward to say, it's a problem that's actually getting bigger. The thing is, our identifiers are just getting longer and longer. Think about it. The old 32-bit IP addresses, they're being replaced by 128-bit IPv6 addresses. That's 4 times as long. Even the memory addresses inside our computers have doubled from 32-bit to 64-bit. These strings of digits are becoming completely unmanageable for us to handle on our own. And this is really the core of the conflict, right? On one side, you have what machines want, maximum information density. Just cram as much data as you can into the smallest space possible. But then you have us, humans. And what do we need? We need stuff to be readable, spellable, and most importantly, pronounceable. These two goals are just completely at odds with each other.
Okay, so if the current system is basically broken for people, what's the fix? Well, the solution that's been proposed is it's beautifully simple. It's called the Proquint.
And the name, Proquint, pretty much tells you the whole story. It's a pronounceable quintuplet. So basically, a 5-letter word, a quintuplet, that's easy to say. And the key to making it pronounceable is this simple pattern of alternating consonants and vowels. So how do you actually build a spoken ID like this? Well, the design is super deliberate. It's not random at all. You can think of it like building a word out of a very specific, carefully chosen set of phonetic Lego bricks. And the recipe is really straightforward. First, you start with a strict pattern. Consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant. CVCVC. Then, and this is key, you only choose letters that are phonetically unambiguous. They're hard to confuse with each other when you say them out loud. And finally, you map each of those letters to a specific number of bits. Let's break that down. First up, the consonants. The system uses 16 consonants that are really hard to mix up. Think ba, da, fa, ga. They sound different. And because there are 16 of them, that's a magic number in computing, it means each letter can represent exactly 4 bits of information. So ba is 0, da is 1, fa is 2. You get the idea. And then for the vowels, it's even simpler, just 4 of them. A, O, and U. And again, that's a great number for computers. 4 vowels means each one can stand for exactly 2 bits of data. A is 00, A is 01, and so on. It's just really clean. Okay, so here's where it all comes together. You take that CV pattern. You've got 4 bits from the first consonant, 2 from the vowel, 4 from the next consonant, 2 from the next vowel, and 4 from the last consonant. And when you add all that up, what do you get? 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 4, it's exactly 16 bits. So one simple 5-letter word perfectly encodes 16 bits of data. How cool is that? Okay, so that's the theory. It's a neat system, but what does this actually look like in the wild? How does it stack up against that real-world problem we started with? And boom, here's the payoff. Remember that clunky IP address from the beginning, 63.84 blah blah blah? Well, in Proquint, it's Gutit to God. Just say that out loud, Gutit to God. It just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? And that classic programmer's address, 127.0.0.1, it becomes Lusab Babad. Come on, it is a night and day difference. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Okay, it's pronounceable, but is it efficient? And that's a fair question.
This chart shows the information density, basically how many bits of data you can pack into each character. And what you see is that Proquints actually hold up incredibly well. Yeah, they're not quite as dense as raw hexadecimal, but they're way more efficient than the decimal numbers we're used to, all while being, a million times easier for a human to actually use. And this is so much bigger than just a clever trick for IP addresses. This whole way of thinking, it could have a massive impact on how we deal with all kinds of digital systems every single day. I mean, the possibilities are everywhere. Imagine firing up a debugger and seeing memory addresses as actual words, or reading a git commit hash to a coworker without wanting to pull your hair out. You could even use them for secure passwords. Something like mabifgiboat is way, way stronger than password 123, but it's something a human could actually remember and say.
Look, at the end of the day, Proquints are this powerful reminder that the systems we build don't have to be user-hostile. They don't have to be confusing and difficult. If we just prioritize basic human needs, like, being able to talk, we can make technology so much more accessible and way less frustrating. And that leaves us with a really big question. In this world we've built for machines, what else should we be redesigning for humans?